Welcome to the Acceptable Accuracy's coverage of the 2024 Zombie Invitational 2-day multi-gun event, where you carry all of your gear and ammo with you, and no resupply is allowed, adding to the apocalyptic vibe of the match. The match takes place at Echo Valley in West Virginia. The first day is 7 stages of carbine and pistol. Day 2 is 5 stages of shotgun and pistol. This is a dynamic shooting event, in and out of cars, in and out of trenches, a shoot house, and much, much more. We have 4 competitors who will walk you through all of the stages and give you a first-hand report of what it is like to shoot the Zombie Invitational. Grab some green spray paint, your go bag, and buckle up. Let's dive right into it.
On day 1, the squad started out on stage 3. This is a unique bay that allows safe discharge of firearms up to 360 degrees. Stage 3 was a pistol-only stage and started loaded and holstered. A steel popper activated the cardboard swinger, with a no-shoot of course, that required 2 to the body and 1 to the head to neutralize. I struggled with the headshot a little bit, but I like to blame it on first day and first stage jitters. Hey, what can I say? Once the swinger is neutralized, the course of fire has us engage 7 white coin steel from left to right, and then 4 green square steel right to left. This was a great stage for the squad to warm up on and helped prepare us for the rest of the day.
This stage had us seated in the back seat of an SUV, engaging a knockdown steel target from through the driver's window, and then a target to the rear of the vehicle with 2 to the body, 1 to the head, in an awkward position. Then we left the vehicle, engaging the 2 targets, 2 body, 1 head, in the front of the vehicle, before moving into the hallway with 2 steel targets on the left, 2 steel targets on the right, while moving, and then engaging the last 2 steel targets at the end of the hallway. We then cleared our pistol before moving to the VTAC barricade and engaging targets up the hill. These targets were about 200 yards away, in various distances at the end of the bay, with the final 2 targets being small steel coins inside the van that were engaged from the top of the VTAC barricade. With the sun in the eyes, it was a little bit difficult to get those first round hits, but I managed to do it fairly well.
Hit! Hit!
So this was a very interesting stage. So essentially I had to dolphin dive into this tube and take only 1 shot at a metal square. And then I only had one bullet in my pistol, and then I would have to run to the barrel and then go through the pistol rack. Go ahead and empty my gun, and now go and holster, and I pick up this gas can and this sheep, the sheep. And once I get there, now I have to reload my rifle, and I have to take shots downrange. I believe it was at 150 or 200 yards. And in this case, I'm standing with my rifle with my 1-6 LPVO. And I actually, looking back, I could have actually braced onto the barrels, but I didn't think I could do that. So now I'm running across, and I'm like, wait a minute. I'm going to go ahead and go on my knee, so this way I can brace onto the barrel. It'll be much easier to make my hits, and it's pretty evident that I was able to do it now. So I'm just going right down the plates. So now I'm picking up the gas can and the sheep, I'm going down, get my pistol, reload, and now I have to take essentially what's called a hostage shot. And I was like, hey, piece of cake.
Day 1 in the woods. This is the only day that we will be in the woods, as day 2 did not include this stage. You immediately start off on a lopsided swinger. Clear the swinger with your pistol, unload and show clear to the RO, and holster. Switch to your slung rifle, engage a single target downrange. That was a little bit difficult to see given the shadows that the trees created and the fact that it had been shot up all day long. From there, you went ahead and dumped your rifle onto the pad that was in front of you, went underneath the netting, slapped the hand of the zombie that was hanging for some reason in the net. A little bit of humor in the match, you can always appreciate that. Try not to get hung up like I did. Go ahead and switch over to your pistol again and go on the balance beams. This was the most difficult part of this stage. If you stepped off the balance beam, you lost points. Unfortunately, a lot of people fell victim to this, as it was pretty difficult. Being fairly tall, I spent a lot of time trying not to lose my balance, and I had pretty flat shoes on for that day, which made things a little bit easier for me to navigate through. Either way, each beam had a color that was coded on the beam itself that you had to look down on, and then you had to go ahead and engage the targets that were painted the same color. I did a pretty good job of almost going 1 for 1 during this entire stage. As I moved over to the last balance beam, I engaged the last few targets, including the final target, multiple times. For some reason, I kept going even though I hit it the first try. Unfortunately, with your protection, you don't always catch the ding the first time.
Make this happen, brother.
All right.
The Meadows on day
Tanner,
one
are you
was one of
ready?
my
Sure.
favorite stages.
Stand by.
It was a rifle and pistol stage that started with an empty rifle, slung, and your pistol loaded and holstered. The course of fire had us engage 3 green square steel with pistol. Move downrange, engage what I call Wyatt's Revenge spinning target. After that, there are 5 more green square steel targets to complete the pistol portion. As you move to your final shooting position, you clear and holster your pistol and make ready your rifle. Consulting my longtime shooting partner while stage planning, he advised me to use my bipod, and it was fantastic advice. Arriving at 2 oversized tires, you find a stable rest for your rifle that allowed you to engage 1 A-zone steel target at 300 yards and a 12-inch round steel target at 200 yards. The course of fire required 1 shot on each to neutralize. Once the targets at 300 and 200 are neutralized, it's time to test your accuracy, timing, and speed on what I call a freedom wheel. A freedom wheel consists of a 36 to 48-inch steel arm with a 6-inch and 8-inch round impact points on opposite ends of the arm. It is placed on a horizontal rod that allows it to spin backwards and forwards. The objective is to shoot the top and bottom impact points with a cadence that eventually flips the bottom shoot point over the horizontal bar. Although I timed out on this, it was an amazing stage and it was insanely fun.
Oh, that reload killed you. You almost had it. You almost had it.
Thanks, brother.
Of course,
by.
here's my favorite stage of all time. Day 1 shoot house. I run as fast as I can. It's all pistol. So now I am going behind the truck and I'm taking these hostage shots, I believe are what's called. And now I'm on the orange. I shoot and I'm like, now what? He's like, just go. I'll count it. I'm like, yay, let's go. So now I am just running as fast as I can, just going through the shoot house, just making my shots, and hopefully I don't get a ricochet. So I'm running, go, 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 go. And of course, right here, I'm going so fast, I take 1 shot, and I'm like, I miss. I have to do a reload. A 1 shot missed again. Go. There we go. I actually fell right there. So now I'm running as fast as I can. I'm glad he had his hand out because I had no idea which way I'm going to go. Run to the end, and I shoot these 2 metal steels on the ground.
698.
Day 1 rifle had us at the trenches, pulling our pistols out of buckets of water, exiting the porta-john and knocking over the zombie target before taking 2 shots at steel poppers, 2 rounds only. Then throwing the Spetsnaz shovels at the target, as you can see I need to practice on, before running, reloading our pistol, and having 2 more popper shots that I missed on one of those shots. We then retrieved our rifles, engaging from the fighting positions at steel targets about 150 meters at the other side of the valley. We only had 3 rounds to do that with and had to continue down the trench with a clear rifle, so I opted just to empty the magazine instead of trying to stow a full magazine and clear my rifle manually. So once I heard the hit call from the RO, I just mag dumped and continued down the trench line. The first round hits on the targets definitely helped my time up, and the sun was in my favor on this stage. We then proceeded to the end of the trench with our empty rifle, where there was a single coin at about 10-15 yards to be engaged. Over this berm, I decided to go underneath and was able to get on my second shot.
All right.
Day 2 at the Meadow was another great stage. Pistol was loaded and holstered. Shotgun was loaded with an empty chamber, bolt forward, and slung. The first steel target was a full-size torso that required one slug hit to neutralize at about 70 yards. Next, you transition to a freedom wheel and right into a Wyatt's Revenge spinner. Your stage plan and preload can make or break you at this point. Placing a slug on anything other than a designated slug target will instantly award you a stage DQ, which we witnessed not once, but twice while we were there. I decided on a 2-slug start, which proved correct due to my first shot miss. The 7 remaining shells in my tube, plus my match saver, was a solid plan for the next 8 targets. But a double feed and a miss changed all that. A standing reload of a tube magazine from an HRT shell carrier was slow and a painful waste of time. With all shotgun targets finally engaged, we moved to the pistol portion of the course of fire. 4 static steel targets, close the paddles on the hostage and bullseye reactive target, and neutralize 6 more static steel will end the pistol portion. Clear and holster your pistol. Prep your shotgun with slugs as you move to the final shooting position. Another full-size steel torso target at 50 yards. 1 slug hit stops the timer and ends this awesome shotgun and pistol stage.
I've been duly informed that you are now standing in the love triangle.
With you? Good.
Shooter, understand the course fire?
Yep.
Day 2, back in the 360 bay. This is a huge fan favorite to everyone that is at this event just because it is such a unique stage. Start by clearing the in and out targets within the larger man-sized green target, then engage the white targets with your pistol throughout the rest of the bay. These targets are all about the mechanical accuracy of a pistol at distance, so having a red dot does make a huge difference and gives you a bit of an advantage. I always feel bad for the iron-sighted shooters that decide to shoot this match. Again, switch over to your shotgun, engage all of the green targets, except for the center one between the barricades over there, just because it was considered too close and would be dangerous to engage.
Unload your clear shotgun.
Give me a nod.
Day 2 had us back at the trench, engaging targets from inside the porta-john this time. Clear the dueling tree, knock over the zombie, and back to the nemesis that is the throwing shovels. Opted to throw both at the same time to save myself a little bit of time. Then each of these 5 targets were to be engaged twice with an empty shotgun to continue down the trench. Then the same 150-yard shots, this time with slugs. Got a little lucky on this first shot with a little bit of the help from the RO. I was able to bounce the round in. Never done that before with a shotgun. Proceed to the second fighting position. Engage the targets. This time we were not required to move with an empty gun as long as we could maintain our muzzle discipline, as the RO was above and behind us. This third one did give me a little trouble. 2 shots at it. Decided that wasn't worth to reload the shotgun. Move down to the final pistol target, dropping that shotgun, reloading the pistol, and second round hit to finish the stage.
Day 2, back at the shoe house, but this time with shotgun and pistol. You start with your pistol loaded, you have to kneel underneath the construction barricade, shoot the steel targets, knocking the 2 poppers over, and then shooting this other popper before you hit the red line. For some reason I decided to take it back a little bit further than I probably needed to. Go ahead and shoot the head target in, unload, show clear to the RO, switching over to your shotgun. Engage 2 targets by the tree line that were pretty well hidden within the shade with slugs. Go ahead and switch over to either buckshot or birdshot. In this case, I chose to use birdshot. Then engage what I would refer to as the heart targets on these steel targets in front of us. Each of the green ones had to have the steel target shot in. Just had to hit it once. We did notice every once in a while they would flip back in. You didn't need to hit it again, but I don't know why I decided to take another shot. Anyway, get a little bit lost on my way over to the next targets here, even though it was clearly marked on the ground, as you can see in the video. Engage each one of these man-sized targets with birdshot, including re-engaging the 2 targets within the tree line again. From there, you go ahead and run into the shoot house to clear some more targets. For some reason, I did not choose to reload before I went back in, which was a huge mistake and cost me some time. As you can see, I fumbled the reload pretty badly here. The shotgun is still fairly new to me at this time, so I'm still learning how to reload it on the clock quickly. Go ahead and engage these 5 targets on the side here on the right, switch over to the side on the left, drill the 5 remaining targets, and you're done.
Clean.
So this is the final stage of the whole competition for me. And we're starting in the truck. We're taking 2 shots out the window, 2 shots in the back of the car. And now I pick up my shotgun that has been aircraft loaded. I put 1 in the chamber. And now I have to take 1 shot each at square steels downrange. So I believe I only had 2 in there. Now I have to open the car from the outside because it's child locked. So now I get out of the car, I go ahead and finally I sling my rifle, sling my shotgun, and now I'm reloading. I'm taking my sweet time because, once again, I'm not very good with shotgun. So I'm doing everything I can to reload under stress. And what's crazy is, as you can see, there's a sheet that I have to carry while shooting, and we cannot let it touch the ground. If we let the sheet touch the ground, we actually will get DQ'd. So now we're going through this stage, and we're shooting targets downrange with birdshot. And there we go. And now I can run up, I'm emptying my gun, I get up to this VTAC barricade, and now I'm putting in slugs into my shotgun. And you can't really see it, but there is a big old hill, and there is a car up there, and there is a man-sized target that we have to shoot. And I'm just doing everything I can. I'm really thankful for my teammates telling me that I'm high. Go aim lower because it's far. And bang! There we go. Got my hit. Man. Thanks for joining us as we tackled the Zombie Invitational. It was an incredible experience with some challenging stages, great camaraderie, and unforgettable moments. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss out on future content. Want to hear more behind the scenes stories, tips, and our full breakdown of the event? Check out the Acceptable Accuracy podcast, where we dive deep into the Zombie Invitational in a special 3-part series.